going on, guys? My name is Austin. This is the Bodies in Business podcast, and this is the Hump Day episode. So in this podcast, we're going to talk about why it's helpful to have structure in your workout plan, why competition is super helpful for you when it comes to pushing yourself to do a little more in the wellness realm. And then the last thing is we're going to say, don't overcomplicate things when it comes to your diet or your workout plan, or even just anything in your wellness life. Don't overcomplicate things. So we're going to talk about those three things. So structure, why is it helpful? So actually, a video this morning sparked me wanting to talk about structure in your wellness life, because when you are just flying by the seat of your pants and you're like, oh, I'll just go eat here, or I'll just do a workout whenever I feel like, and all these other things, it's not going to really help you if you're trying to reach a specific goal. But if you have structure in your life, it gives you the confidence that you are going on a certain path. Even if that path is completely wrong, you have some sort of structure in your life that allows you to say, okay, if I do this for the next 30 days and then look at how I performed or look at the results, I'll know why I did it. So structure, I think, is super helpful. And when it comes to having structure, you probably want to, I would say, you would want to talk to somebody that understands the health and wellness area very well in order to have that structure, because you don't necessarily know what the main principles you should follow are, right? And this is probably going to talk about the overcomplicating things. I think it's super helpful for you to have some sort of workout plan, some sort of meal plan to stick to, and then some principles you can stick to say, okay, these are the things I'm going to try to stick to and be disciplined. Because we've talked about Louis Lastic saying that just being disciplined is super helpful on your health and wellness journey. Now, if that is like cutting out bread or cutting out alcohol and stuff like that, some sort of structure is super helpful. So in the beginning, you want some structure to put you on a good path. Now, Fly Bodies can help you with that. We can give you a 30-day workout plan that you can follow to the T, and it gives you some sort of structure that helps you stick to a workout regimen that is doable. And I think that's probably the most important, is you want to do something that's doable and not something that's going to completely upend your life, and you're not able to do that for, a longer period of time than just a week or 2 weeks or even 3 or 4 weeks. All right, so that's talking about structure. You want some structure. Now, competition. I have seen firsthand that competition amongst faculty and staff members is very exciting and motivating, because a lot of times we find that we don't get to play a lot of sports in our lives anymore because we're just so busy with work, or we have kids and we have to take them to their sports. So a mileage challenge is the competition that some people need in order to give them a little kick in the butt to get going, right? And I feel like I almost get surprised each time that people really get into these mileage challenges that we put on for faculty and staff members. But then it makes sense, because sometimes you need that external motivation to get you going, right? You're like, okay, why do I need to go on a walk today? Like, I want to beat the other team, or I want to get as many miles as I can for the rest of the school. So I think competition, healthy competition, can be very motivating for people. And it's kind of funny, because one of my trainers today was like, hey man, I want to do a mileage challenge with some of my friends because I need something to motivate me. And so if you need an external motivation to get you into a good workout routine, a mileage challenge is very good for that. Or just doing some sort of challenge with your friends to say, you know what, I want to start being healthier, and this is going to help me do that. One competition that I heard Tim Ferriss talk about was these two engineers made a bet with each other at the beginning of a new year, and said if basically they wanted to lose weight. And they said, how we're going to do this is we're going to show up at these treadmills that are right beside each other at the gym. And if one of us doesn't show up, the other one owes the other person $1. Well, Tim Ferriss said that these two guys lost like 40 pounds each doing this. And they were both I'm guessing they were a little overweight engineers. But it's so interesting when you compete against somebody, or even yourself, or just in any type of competition, you kind of raise your level of play because you don't want to lose. A lot of people don't want to lose. So I would say if there's some type of healthy competition you can get into to help push yourself a little more, then that would be super helpful for you to do. And it doesn't have to be like thousands of dollars on the line of competition. It can just be $1. And you can say, hey, just like those engineers did, if I don't hit my mileage goal for today, I owe you $1. And if you don't hit your mileage goal, you owe me $1. If we both hit our mileage goal, then we cut it. Then we don't owe each other any dollars. So anyways, I think that's kind of fun and an interesting story, because competition just ends up motivating us in the short term. And hopefully we take that short-term motivation and turn it into long-term motivation as well. And so that's structure, competition. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was don't overcomplicate things. A lot of times people, especially, this is an interesting time of the year, because we're right at the end of the year when people are starting to be like, all right, I'm going to wait until the new year to start a new routine, which if you're starting to think about that, that's great. But when you start to think about your new routine, or if you maybe want to start one in December, get a jump on everybody, don't overcomplicate things. If you say to yourself, I am going to do a 30-day plan and I'm going to do 30 days of working out, and it doesn't have to be crazy. It can be a 15-minute HIIT workout 4 times a week, and then hitting your step goal 3 times a week. And the reason why something like that is super helpful is because you're flexing the muscle of just being consistent. All right. You don't have to do 75 hard in order to prove to yourself that you are a disciplined person, because 75 hard is very hard to continue over the long term. But what you can do is to create some sort of discipline within yourself and not overcomplicating things. Just say, you know what, for these 30 days, I'm going to make sure I hit my step goal, or I'm going to do a 15-minute HIIT workout. And if you do those two things, if you can do one of those two things every day for 30 days, that motivates you to want to do the rest of the health and the rest of the wellness things that you should be doing, like eating a healthy diet, going to sleep on time, or going to sleep in a reasonable time, getting your sunlight, all these things. The exercise is the thing that you don't want to overcomplicate at all. And you want to be able to do something almost without even thinking about it. And that's why I keep plugging this, but that's why our FlyFit app is so helpful, is because you can have workouts just ready to go in your app and you don't have to think about anything. And there's a lot of times for myself where I honestly get into a rhythm now where I'm like, all right, I know the workout I'm going to do on most of my days, and I'm just going to do it because I have so many other things to think about. And so do you. So you want something that's going to be a quick workout that's going to get your heart rate up and hit a bunch of different muscles, or you want to be able to hit your step goal. So you have some sort of achievement or goal to complete for that day. And if you just do that, that's going to motivate you. And I said that before, but those are the motivating things that creates the more dopamine in your system to want you to do more over time. And if you do something very, very attainable and doable, then you can build off of that. Okay. So that's it. You don't want to burn out. All right. That's the thing that most people do, is like, they'll say, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym every day for, the month of January. And it's just like, all right, well, if you don't go to the gym for the month, one day, then you're going to consider yourself a failure. And then you're like, oh man, I didn't go all 30 days. But you have to think like there's 365 days in a year, and you want to be able to do something for that entire year. All right. Most people kind of drop off after the January, February timeframe just because life gets in the way. But we want to be able to integrate things into our lives that are sustainable. All right. So that's it. I'm hoping that's helpful. I know I'm going to hopefully talk about other topics during these Hump Day podcast episodes, and hopefully that information helps, because I try to basically keep it really simple. And I know this stuff can be super complicated sometimes because you hear 1,000 different things, and I want you to feel like you can get a grasp on this stuff and be successful over time, over the long term, right? And so if you keep it simple, have some competition in your life every now and then, and get some structure to where you can stick to that. And to be honest, I know some people may not have any structure in their lives because life is just super crazy. But the more you can try to create these things and set yourself up to do these things, the better it'll be, hopefully. At least in my life, I feel like the more I set myself up to do these things, the better I perform in every aspect of my life. So that's all I got, guys. Hopefully that was helpful, and happy Hump Day. And get after it for the rest of the week. Adios, amigos. Thanks for watching.